that may be true. They're also losing viewers here because I got the channel for free and I canceled my account.
You got to cancel the free account.
Yeah.
How do you cancel a free account?
Yeah, because I do not
How
want
do
that
you
in
do
my
that?
household. I don't want to support them.
Wow, we would have never believed this. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Google. Go out there and listen to us. So we're excited about it. We're glad you're excited about it too.
Hey there, welcome back to Relevant Rants. So happy to see you here. We've got a lot going on. We're going to talk about China. We're going to talk about Super Bowl. But first, we have some good news. Tom, you want to bring us in on that?
Yeah, we're so glad you joined us today. So our lunch break YouTube channel, we're up to 292 subscribers, Mike.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? And hey, we're just celebrating the small things that we get to participate in. Mike and I, we were kicked off a platform 2 years ago, and we had a great audience, and we were told that we couldn't be part of that group anymore. And so we started our own Facebook page, and we're up to 25,000 follows on Facebook. And so on our YouTube channel, we're so excited, 292. So thank you. But we got to get to 300 before the day's out.
That would be awesome.
So if you're out there and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our Lunch Break 511 Media Group, because it's bigger than 511 Lunch Break. Because we just dropped a new show called Muscles Matters on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we're going to drop a new show about how muscles matter.
We had the first episode with Kurt Collins.
We did.
And we're doing some work with him on some
really
other stuff.
well. Yeah, then we had Danny and Brandon on lunch break. So we're going places. We got the new Mike Harvey podcast. I love it, Mike.
Yeah, well, that's all about faith, family, business, and leadership. And
well, Mike, what I think is important that we have to realize is that podcasting is informational entertainment.
Yeah, right.
It is. We're going to bring you information, and we're going to hopefully entertain you at the same time. So talking about entertainment, we'll have Danny Jimenez, my son-in-law, one of our talent here at 511 Media Group, to come out and just talk about Super Bowl. I think we'll be able to tell where Danny's going by what he's wearing.
Yeah, so let's watch that video real quick.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. I'm Danny Jimenez coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, talking about Super Bowl 57 and the matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of both teams and end with who I ultimately think is going to come out victorious. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the Chiefs. Last night, Patrick Mahomes got the MVP award. Okay, so that's a great honor to have. That's tremendous for him. But guess what? The runner-up is right across the street, right? Eagles, Jalen Hurts, runner-up for MVP. Both kind of neck and neck up until that injury. So who knows what would happen if Jalen Hurts could have stayed healthy. But anyways, congrats to Patrick Mahomes. He's done a phenomenal job, okay? He's led his team to be number one offense, number one in points. I mean, across the board, they've done phenomenal, right? They've done an outstanding job. They have. They deserve it. Where they lack is defense, right? They're 18th ranked defense going against the Eagles, who are number 3 ranked offense, right? So this matchup, I think personally it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think it's going to be, the total was going to be under 50 points. I'm thinking a 28-20 type of game here. Chiefs, they have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Need I say any more? Probably one of the best duos we've ever seen, especially with Patrick Mahomes' ability to get outside the pocket, buy some extra time. Travis Kelce with just the wherewithal to know where he is on the field and just get open. The man just gets open, right? And so, I mean, that enough right there is enough to win the Super Bowl. Plain and simple, it's enough, right? But will the Eagles allow that, right? So the Eagles defense, they're no slouches. They are number 2 defense in the NFL right behind the 49ers, okay? And they showed 2 weeks ago that they can hang with the big dogs, right? They completely shut down and actually injured 2 quarterbacks in that game. So Mahomes, that line's going to have their hands full, right? And Mahomes is going to have to, work out that hurt ankle because he's going to be running a lot. The Eagles' point of emphasis this week should be the run game. That's where they need to do. That's where they need to win the game up front on that line. They have a beast offensive line, number 1 in the NFL. Okay, they need to get that run game, pound the ball. Right, that's the way to win. They need to slow down the entire game, make everyone tired, and limit the amount of times Patrick Mahomes gets that ball. Now, for the Chiefs defense, what they need to do is they need to stop that run game and force Jalen Hurts to make the throws that he needs to make. Okay? That's where this game's going to be won. And ultimately, I think the Eagles get it done. I think overall, they are the better team. They have a really good offense. They have a really good defense. They have a really good run game. They can definitely air the ball out. They're not exactly on, the Chiefs level, but they can air that ball out if need be. And like I said, I think it's going to be a close one, about 28-20. I'm leaning Eagles. So let's see what the outcome is going to be.
Mike, was I right or not?
You were. Yeah, I'm not surprised, but that was.
I'm starting to figure out my son-in-law's subliminal messages.
And I kind of think he did it on purpose.
I think Danny's a thinker.
He is.
He's a mechanical engineer. He thinks detail.
He does.
So, Danny, thank you for that. And
yes, always glad to have you on the show, Danny.
Yeah, Danny. I think I would agree with that. I think this game is going to come down to both quarterbacks have injuries they've been having to deal with.
Yeah.
Both trainers and doctors and medical staff have done a great job getting these guys ready to play the game. But I do believe it's going to come back to that position plus the specialty positions. And those defenses, wow.
Well, when I played ball,
you were a great linebacker, Mike.
Thank you. One of the things that the coaches always said was defense wins games and special teams wins championships.
Yep. So hey, we're gonna have fun watching that this weekend. So
yeah,
should be fun.
Are we having a party at your house?
No, my wife and I. Yay! So hey, moving on. A lot of things going on this week. That balloon that was making its way across the sky, I think has diverted everybody's attention away from a lot of things.
Well,
and we're going to be able to see a balloon ball go across the football field.
Did Biden coordinate that with Xi Jinping?
I don't know, but wow.
However you say his name.
Our first article says the FBI is interested in determining where Chinese balloon was manufactured because it had, on some of the parts, it had English. But, I don't think...
It might have been a factory of the Biden's own.
Is that the issue, guys?
Allegedly.
Really? Is that where we're going? Is the fact that we're worried about where it was made? Because it came from China. I mean,
but I'm personally much more concerned with the fact that one, there is no way that they didn't see that coming before it entered U.S. airspace, right?
Mike,
secondly, they let it grow across the entire country.
But Mike, this isn't the first one.
Oh, that's even
There's
crazier,
been
right?
more. And they haven't told us, and that's okay. I mean, Mike, you got to get it. They got to keep secrets from us. But they wouldn't have told us about this one if a citizen wouldn't have saw it. Thank you, citizen, for looking up in the sky and taking notice of this unidentified object.
But what's interesting is how did they notice it and why did they notice it specifically, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, there's a random thing that I can barely see way up high in the sky, right? What is it? Oh, it must be a Chinese spy balloon?
And then everybody's telling us don't worry about it. We're like, I think we'll worry about it.
The thing is, I'm worried about it, right? But everyone's like, oh, well, here they are worried about this, but they have TikTok. I'm like, actually, we're worried about that too. So you can't say, oh, well, Chinese spy balloon is TikTok's worse, whatever. Yes, I agree. Get rid of both of them.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But you know what was interesting is we have a video that we'll put up that shows the track of the balloon. But what's interesting, Mike, is it went over our military installations. If it was just traveling on a random path, I'm not sure it would have been that way. It would have probably been some prairie land, some cattle, some sheep, some things like that. I'm just saying.
I don't think enough people are talking about is the fact that Joe Biden, our president, allegedly, knew about this the entire time. Saw this, allowed it to happen, and then it's like, oh, okay, the mission's over. Cool, now we can shoot it down.
Mike's not only the fact that he acknowledges that, or he gave the order to shoot it down. I hope he did. We shot it down. And it's the fact that Biden is so complimentary to the Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh! If you go back, it's just his comments are playing. What was the comment he said? He goes, "Oh come on, man! Chinese aren't our competition." Hello, man, they are.
Yeah.
It's like wake up. I mean, they've sent multiple balloons over with antennae.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, they're not getting much. It's a weather balloon. Come on, weather balloons don't have that kind of sophisticated equipment.
I mean, I think you have to be very ignorant and or naive to not see there's two huge threats to the U.S. right now. One of them is China. One of them is Russia.
It's just crazy. But Russia didn't send a balloon over.
They didn't. Well, but we're
Specifically
not going down that rabbit hole right now. But.
Specifically checking out our military installations. I think we have another screen that comes up because as we're going down, Biden says his China relationships have not taken a hit in the wake of spy balloon shoot down.
My question is, his haven't, right? But has the U.S.'s?
I would say, hello, are you an American man? Come on, man. I mean, wouldn't you say that, Mike? I mean, there again, I'm supposed to pray for our president. I am, because biblically staying you are. I'm praying for his salvation now. I'm not saying he's not saved, but I'm just saying maybe needs to catch a clue, right?
Oh,
because now it's starting to get personal.
Well, it is
for every American. For every American out there,
Alex
it's getting
brought
personal.
up something interesting not interesting.
Alex is always interesting.
He did this morning, and this is again something
I'm sitting
Ludavia
up.
always
I'm
says.
all worked up now.
And it's that what are they trying to divert our attention away from? And I think one of the big things they're trying to divert attention away from is the Hunter Biden laptop and that whole fiasco with Ukraine, and that's just as the time progresses gets deeper and deeper.
Oh my gosh. Hunter Biden claimed the laptop this last week, didn't he?
He did. Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? I honestly, can it get much more of a comedic family than this?
I mean,
and it happens to be the leader of our nation. Yeah. I didn't vote for him. Did you vote for him?
Absolutely not.
But I'm just saying, and I'm not saying, there again, you guys can criticize me if you want. I've got big shoulders. I can take it. And I am a believer.
You do have big shoulders, Tom.
And I can handle this. I am praying for our president, but I just switched my prayers all together because I'm praying that he has common sense now.
Obviously his mental faculties are suffering, but I don't know if it's a common sense issue. Now, I think there's an issue of dementia, but it's more than common sense. It's his intentions are
Mike,
wrong.
Mike, I have a lot of friends, and Mike and you and I sat in a meeting this last week with people that sit on the opposite aisle with us, and we had a great meeting.
We did.
And we agreed on so many things.
Yep.
So if you're out there and you're a Democrat and think I don't like Democrats, I do. I have a lot of friends that are.
Tom, didn't you used to be one?
Yeah, I was. I was a Democrat when I first came out. My party, I didn't leave the party. The party left me.
That's what all of them are saying, including Elon Musk and many others.
Yeah. So as I'm out there, I just want to say, hey, we can't have good relationships. I mean, if you're just talking between you and the leader, that you may text each other, that's okay. But there's got to be a point where we've got to become more important than them, right?
Oh, I mean, it should be. Absolutely should be. Yeah. And I think we were on a good track with Trump putting America first. Now we're on a track with the libs and the Dems putting America last. A lot of people will say that Jesus was love and peace, and he did. But he did tell his disciples to get a sword because they were going to need it. Yeah.
First time he says, "Don't take a sword." Second time he says, "You're going to need a sword." But as you go out there, the first conflict happened within the same family, Adam and Eve's family, Cain and Abel. I mean, we saw conflict. Conflict happens. How people resolve it is the key. But I mean, this thing we saw today that America shot a intercontinental ballistic missile.
ICBM.
Shot it. So now we're getting some pretty tough stuff now.
So my question is, one, did Biden know this? Two, is he upset about it because we're like that might be?
Do you think they woke him up to tell him that?
Right? Hey, you're threatening my friend over there in China by shooting a missile in the air. Yeah, we're supposed to be your friends. You're president of our country, right?
We think. I hope. Yeah.
He's a double agent.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do agree with Dan Bongino, and I like the Dan Bongino show.
Yeah,
and
I was listening to it this morning.
Dan Bongino says it's starting to become more obvious that our president has more of a personal relationship and maybe more of a concern about China than he does about America.
Yeah.
And I may not be quoting that right, Dan. Don't get mad at me and sue me because I don't have that. any money.
Paraphrasing
Am I
as you
getting paid
remember.
for this? I don't know. I could get in trouble for this. But
Don't sue us.
But I'm just saying, it's just becoming obvious. I mean, we're just starting to see it more.
Oh, I
What,
mean,
what does it say? The handwriting's on the wall.
yeah.
I think that's biblical too.
Well, speaking of what I think is crazy is I was watching some stuff this morning on Disney and all this stuff and the stuff with the Grammys. Like they're coming out so much at this point that they're not even trying to hide it. They're just throwing everything in your face like, hey, we don't care. And that's why we do what we do here. And, there's others like-minded that are trying to make a difference in the world.
Yes.
But it's crazy, the agenda.
Our friends at the Daily Wire.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan Bongino would be one of them.
Yep.
And there's more. But it's crazy how much they don't even care anymore. They're like, hey, we're going to just put this out there and try to brainwash your kids. The stuff with Disney is insane. There's some stuff that if I showed you, Tom, you would be.
Well, this is what I'm going to say about Disney, is I'm hoping maybe they're getting a grip on themselves because a lot of viewers they lost, and I know they're blaming that on.
They're not.
Well, I think they're blaming it on India. They say they lost a lot of viewers in India. They did that. They said that this week. With the
that may be true. They're also losing viewers here because I got the channel for free and I canceled my account.
You got to cancel the free account.
Yeah.
How do you cancel a free account?
Yeah, because I do not
How
want
do
that
you
in
do
my
that?
household. I don't want to support them.
How do you cancel a free account? That's funny. But they've made a change at the CEO position. They brought back their old CEO, and he says this is tragic. He's going to let go 700 people.
There was a funny
7,000 people.
There was a funny little video that I had. I'll share it with you later.
Okay.
But it had to do with the CEOs and
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just saying that. But they're bringing back a
Saw
CEO that was there before, and I liked him because he
tried to put the blame on all the wokeism onto the CEO that was in between his former and his current tenure. But the thing is, nothing's changed.
Yeah. Well, I do think there's some rumor of Tim Allen coming back to take his role as, was it Buzz Lightyear? Is that what that was? There's some.
Okay.
I mean,
I like Tim Allen.
I'm just looking at social media right now.
Yeah.
But if there is a change coming, let's see what he does. But if they still come into something that is just pushing things in people's faces that they don't believe in, they want to see something that Disney used to represent, then it'll continue on.
Well, what I think is important point to make, if you're watching this right now, stay vigilant, right? Pay attention to what your kids are watching because it's Disney. Yes, Disney used to be safe. It's no longer safe. There is a, not even secret, it's very open agenda that Disney has to indoctrinate these children.
Well, you have to participate in parenting. That means you have to be present. That means you have to be you have to be involved. You have to be aware. You have to do things that that goes in every area of your children. Every area. Of your children.
But the thing is, and this is kind of getting into the good news. We always like to leave on a good news. This was all predicted, or not even predicted, but foretold in the Bible.
Yes, it was.
All this stuff that's going on. But we have the power of prayer, and ultimately the good news is God, Christ, is still on the throne.
Yes, nothing shook the throne up this morning of heaven, not a thing. I mean, if right now as a church, we're studying Revelations.
Yeah,
and it's a hard book to read.
It is.
It's a hard book to read, but it's one of those things that if you do have faith, and you are looking at eternity with the perspective of our life doesn't end on this earth, that it continues on, God has plans for us, then you're looking at this as just a temporary layover.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, we're ambassadors. You know how they say it.
You said the handwriting's on the wall.
Yeah.
This is the handwriting's on the
If
wall.
you look at it, the fact that we're ambassadors on the earth, which is not our home. Heaven is our home, if our faith is in Christ or in what God's plan is, and we believe it's through Jesus Christ, our Savior. And if you believe in that, then this is just a stopover. And ambassadors, I always think this is a very creative thought our pastor had, Pastor Ron Vietti at Valley Bible in Bakersfield in Las Vegas, and on the internet. You can check him out. But he said, what is the first thing that countries do when they go to war? They pull their ambassadors back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they do. And so if we're ambassadors on this earth, we'll be pulled back to our true home before things get busy.
Thank God.
I like it. I like it, Mike. Anything else we want to rant about?
No, I think that kind of wraps us up.
I do.
Thank you guys for watching. Go
Thank
check
you.
out the channel. Go subscribe.
Please.
We get that up to 300 by the end of the day.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
We'll throw in a crock pot.
Have
Not.
a great day. God bless.
God bless.